Welcome to another edition of the Jesse Degens Show. I'm Queen of Degens, aka Jessie, Jess, Jessica, Queen, Queenie, bitch, cowbag, old moo, not bro, not sir. If you do that, it'll be insta-ban. You'll be out of here because the girls on the internet and in Web3. Who fucking knew? So, without any further ado, we're going to get into this, and in traditional Jesse Degen style, the boys have come along with a joke for us to start with tonight. So, who wants to go first? We've got Timmy and we've got Wizzy. Who wants to be the first joker?
I don't know, when with dogs.
No dogs, sir. I'm borrowing this joke because I heard it yesterday and I thought it was funny. But what do you call a homeless man who's very angry?
Hungry?
Ruthless. Ruthless. Hey, I thought it was a good one.
My joke's lame. I already used my joke, though. It's lame.
Tell them again, because it was funny.
It was funny, though. Alright, the joke is the dip on my chart, you know?
Hey, bro. Swept.
Imagine selling on a Bitcoin whale, bro. Like, you gotta be stupid. Like, I'm not gonna pump it back. Please keep selling. I need the position.
It's funny.
They're gonna be real mad when I spike 10 ETH on the chart from a personal wallet, I swear.
Well, hopefully, with all their cheating, they'll have enough pennies to buy some nice, thick, strong rope.
Yeah, bro. My next investment, me and Wiz, we recently went and found a factory, and we 100% intent on starting to produce rope. We're gonna do like ethane jeet kits, and it's gonna come with like a chair with a broken leg, and some good rope. You know, like a last meal, because you gotta have a last meal, right? Because like, you know, when you're looking at what you sold and you're like, yeah, I made like $300 and that dev was an asshole. Fuck that guy. And then you look at me in 6 months and you're like tying the noose going, man, I could be a millionaire right now. And, you know, you're like, you know, carving your name into the top of the etching. Like, I want me to be your last thought before you fucking kick the chair. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's big out. Boys, introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about Wizzy and Timmy. Where you been, what you done, and that kind of stuff.
Oh man, Wiz and Timmy met in rugs. Like we literally just got rugged with each other over and over and over again. Then we met in a pretty bullish pump group called Finesse Line. We used to get paid to pump projects. That's literally what we used to do. Like we used to just put fucking green candles on charts. Like that was our hustle back then. Then we grew up and started making real fucking money. And like, you know, we decided like, I mean, I basically like at the end of the day, the way you look at it is a whole bunch of other people's money rotated into my wallet at the end of the day. And now I'm just going to use it to try and help other people make money at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because who is out there saying like, I got $100,000 invested in a utility pre-launch? You know, like nobody's doing that. Bro, half these people's devs don't even have a car worth $100,000, let alone willing to put $100,000 up for a fucking Web3 utility.
That's true. That's true. Wizzy, give us your intro.
I'm Wiz. I'd like to think I'm a cool guy. I've done some cool stuff. Maybe not so cool stuff, but nothing with malicious intent ever. Some people got it twisted, and anyone, you know, who, you know, felt wrongly done, you know, can just reach me anytime. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always here.
So what I'm hearing,
and I'm doxxed. Like, you can go find my address if you have anything to come say to me. Like, I'm here all the time, you know? Or you could be cool. We could, like, barbecue. I'm actually a really good chef, too. Like, you could look me up. Like, I'm a published chef, you know? So I've done some pretty cool shit.
Where are you? I'm coming.
I'm in Virginia. I'm, like, 45 minutes south of D.C., 45 minutes north of Richmond. So...
I got no idea where any of those places
I'm in America.
are. I've been to LA.
Old America.
I've been to LA and I've been to Ohio, I've been to Sandusky, I've been to Chicago, and I stopped off at Newark on my way back on a layover. That's as
Okay.
much of America as I know.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Florida. Like my dad was a contractor. Worked on Eglin, helped design the JDAM bomb. Has his master's in computer science. Mined Bitcoin from day one. Like has always just been like, eventually it's going to be the future, regardless if anybody else likes it or not. And I was always like the younger asshole, like dad. Like a lot of those people, I'm sure people have friends. Like it's fake money. Why are you wasting your time with it? Blah 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 blah. And then I bought SafeMoon and cheated like a whole lot of money on a whole lot of people at a very high market cap. And like, I was like, okay, so maybe the money is real, you know? So like,
So
that's
what
like,
you're telling us is you're an OG.
I got lucky, like at the end of the day, I wasn't like some super fucking awesome trader or anything. Like that was not me. I literally watched a Tyler Hill investing TikTok. It took me so long to figure out that I had to flip BEP20 over so I could use PancakeSwap to buy SafeMoon that it had already dumped below presale, and I just happened by luck get really good fucking entry. And I didn't know to be scared. I didn't know about rugs. I didn't know about any of, the dark back alleys of Telegram hustling and everything else for launches. Like, so I just rode that bitch to the top and decided $5 bill was a good place to start bleeding.
Wow, big up. I really love that. I mean, me personally, I got here just before I got here in the middle of the COVID dump, which I didn't know, just before the last halvening. And like I bought Bitcoin at like 4K and Ethereum at 300. And I was like, oh, I don't know, is my Christmas. That was it. I'm fucking all in. Let's go. Uniswap, Sushi Swap, Pancake Swap. As soon as I found BSC, that was it, game over.
When I first bought Shiba, right? So basically my first 3 trades in crypto was SafeMoon, GMR, and then I bridged some BNB over to ETH, and I bought Shiba pre-CMC pump. And I think I spent like $400 in gas. Like, no bullshit. I think I spent like $400 in gas to buy $1,000 worth of Shiba. I spent like $1,500 over. Like, I held it for so long because I wasn't sending another $500 over there to sell it. That's literally why I still hold Shiba.
Do you still have some of your GMR? I have the retro.
GMR, no. GMR, like, so me and my team tried to swing that chart hard. Like, when they started dumping on us from ATH, like, we got out. And then, like, one of us threw, like, $160,000 back at the chart, like, on the bottom of the dip. But the problem is the next day is when BTC tanked and GMR tanked. So we exited and stayed like anybody was supposed to do. And then, like, by the time the market had recovered with GMR, they had already V2 launched. It was half of a different team. Like, we just didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. It's still pretty good. They're still hitting the.
No, I don't. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not. But like, for me, when I develop a relationship with certain team members in a project, you have to like if those. It's like the whole reason I exited SafeMoon is because they fired Ragnar, they fired Thomas, they fired everybody who was in the TG grinding every day, who was at the off-site events and everything, bro. Like, when you see companies like that start doing things like that, there's beef on the inside. Exit, bro. Just exit. Like, it's not even worth the headache at the end of the day, because eventually the FUD's gonna get out, the chart's gonna dump,
It is. Sorry. But I want to know about what we're here for today. Which is right now. This is where it gets interesting because we have actually 2 projects, don't we? But Wizzy, please, can you introduce your project for us?
Today we have Ethylene, which is a dual reward token on the Ethereum blockchain. Rewards on ETH are typically kind of taxing, like high gas, but with my contract, it's pretty optimized. Some people have complained, but I don't know what their issue was at the time. Gas is it's relatively, it's not that bad. If the gas does present problems in the future, Ethylene, which is ethane, which is the main reward in this contract.
So
Part of their utility.
wait, because like you're explaining it like you to your 6-year-old child at the moment, because that's kind of I have done my homework.
Okay, hold
I have
on.
looked
Let me
around.
explain. We are independent people. We are independent devs. Yes, at 100K floor, I will back openly Ethylene. Until Wiz makes that 100K floor, it's not a secret. I own like 5% of ethylene supply on my deployer. I own like another 7.5% between 3 ENSs that are tied to my at. So it's not like I'm hiding the support.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Thank you. So, Ethane is the parent project, right? And
Correct.
Ethylene is the child project, because
Correct.
you're kind of linked together. Wizzy, explain it to us.
In my eyes, well, it's difficult, right? Ethane is like gold. Ethylene is like silver in this case. You know, if it's pretty difficult to get into. They're pretty much one and the same, except if you buy only ethane, you just get ethane. If you buy ethylene, you get 3 assets. So, I mean...
And you get to choose your third asset, whatever you want it to be. So, like, you're like the first one, you're always going to get ethane as rewards. But the second one, you can choose. Like, it's auto set for ETHWIZ, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But like all mine is set for ethane, and basically like it's not a matter of if I send, it's a matter of when I send, and when I send, and there's big eyes on me, everybody's gonna look for the next hype. That next hype is gonna be ethylene. People right now buying into it are gonna be lucky, because basically this is what happens. Yes, reward contracts on Ethereum that auto pay out are expensive, okay? We all know that, but they're expensive on BSC too. The only difference is over on ETH, we make real money. So, like, we typically don't complain about the $15 or $20 to enter in a project. But, like, if my NFT swap is going to cut that amount in half when it's live, then a lot of people are going to be more willing to enter into ethylene at some point in time, especially when I finally break and have my 1 mil floor, and you know, we finally shaken out all these paper hands that were just like all those people that aped like the shill tank call and everything else, you know, that got cheated hard yesterday. A lot of people exited because of the bloody market. Like, that type of stuff happens, but like, people have to realize I didn't fall really like 2x from ATH. We consolidated nicely, got an extra 30 holders. You know, like, true consolidation is happening. You can't always go up. Like, we literally sparked fire from a 300K market cap, and in a day and a half, ran to 1.5 mil with no real sellers. So, of course, there was going to be a pullback. We even double topped at the 1.5 mil line before there was a pullback. And that's typical. Like, that's just, especially in the bear market, when you have projects that are able to produce $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a day in volume, the dips in the volatility don't really matter. Like, you know, those investors are coming back. It could be people swinging the chart. It could be bots exiting because of a gas spike. Like, there's so many reasons why a chart gets bloody on weekends in the first place. So, like, basically what you just got to accumulate the dips. If you really believe in the project, you just accumulate the dips. Make your bag worth as much as it can, but don't overextend yourself, because if you fall 2x, you still want to be able to exit clean just in case you do lose resistance for the next line as well and enter back in the bottom. That's what I personally do as an investor. Like, I will swing charts until I have enough supply where I think it will make a difference at the end of the day.
And I mean, that's exactly what I'm hearing. What you've just told us, you're a significant back holder in ethylene, and you're the
like, literally, if it was an issue, like if anybody had an issue with the amount of supply I own, like, as long as I'm getting rewards, I would lock it. I don't care. Like, it was a little, like, I got in low market cap. I shook the hell out of that chart because Wiz is a BSC dev. he brought a lot of BSC over, pumped his chart, dumped it, got mad on him because I shook the chart, then I pumped it because I had such an issue the first 2 weeks with Ethane and the TG marketing and the people not wanting to hold and everything else. If I just own a majority of that supply and I'm able to shake the hell out of the chart while being you can go to Ethylene's TG. I'll be transparent with them with what I'm doing when I'm doing it. I'll be like, I'm about to dump your chart. Like, if you want to get out, but I'm just going to spike it back. Like, you're just, I'm going to call the dip to see if people want to buy. And if people buy, then whatever I sold on the chart, I buy back on top of them, just like I do with my chart, but I just do it silently. I'm just not out there in the TG like I am mine. Like, hey guys, like, you guys got about 45 seconds before I throw an ETH at the chart, so like, you got to be careful with how you play these. Because, like, at the end of the day, when Wiz first launched, I told my community, don't look at that chart. We're not associated. Don't invest in it. Because I didn't want anybody to buy into Ethylene and then get wrecked. Because a lot of people did. A lot of people got mad. Then a lot of people got madder that they sold the bottom and we pumped it back. That was more of the outrage than anything with the Ethylene chart. Was the fact that we shook you out and then I bought up the floor and now you have to buy back higher if you want to re-enter. That's just how it works. That's how whales play games. Any whale who was in that chart saw what I was doing. Anybody who was reading ether scans saw what I was doing. It's not like I'm a shady person or anything, but like, I just find it funny. Like, a lot of people will call you out, say you're doing these things, but they don't really understand the bigger scheme of things because they've never run a successful project, let alone a utility play backed by big assets and big whales. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're right. Whales do play games, and you should know that because clearly you are a whale, right?
I play games. I was taught by some of the best swing traders. I was taught by some of the best accumulators early in the market. Like, I had really good teachers very early on because I was no different than your typical trader out here at the end of the day. Like, I was out there getting rugged. I was out there getting wrecked. I didn't know how to read contracts. I didn't know how to read any of the scan sites. Like, I didn't know how to do any of that. So after I made money, I literally aped $10,000 into this NFT moon project that was supposed to be deployed by a Safe Moon whale, and they were going to do NFTs for Safe Moon. And I was sitting at like 70 grand 7 hours later, and they honeypotted. I was out 10 grand initial. I was out 70 grand from the top. You know what I mean? So, like, that type of shit happens all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a whale. I have a slightly different story to yours. But when I first got in, I made 300k in the project, and that got hacked twice. The first time we bought the bottom before they did V2, and we made absolute bank out of it. I was up like 300k, and then it got exploited again. They lost 75 million out of that. And that was at the height of the bull run. No one even blinked, really. There was some.
Because that type of money getting lost wasn't that type of money getting lost at the peak of the bull run was pocket change for a lot of people, so nobody cared. But now that we're in the bear, people are getting mad over a few $100s, and that's just the way it is. But here's the problem: is we're going into alt season. You have real devs coming out now who are producing real utility. This is how it works. When a real project, a real utility comes out, we build in the bear and get ready for the bull. The only difference is if you have a really beast utility dev, Taki, who is my co-dev at Ethane, and then you have me, who's a very successful meme coin dev. So I can bring the same type of hype when I need it as a typical meme coin dev would, and I don't have to worry about the utility. I don't have to worry about the build. I can only focus on community, networking, and everything else. Because if one dev has to do everything, that's when you see the utility projects that God candle at the start, and then you don't hear anything about them for 2 or 3 months, and then they God candle again later, and you're like, where did this project even come from? Why did they come back from the dead? You had no idea that the team was grinding the whole time, saying and delivering exactly what they said they were going to deliver at the start, and everybody still sold on them. The only difference is I'll sit here and fight you. I'll sit here and fight you all day. I have nothing better to do, so...
And give them free rope, right?
Free rope.
You can't, like, some of the shit you can't, like, I'll never knock another trader for how they trade. But like, if you're gonna go into a utility project with the expectation of making long-term money, but get scared because your position is now in the negative and you sell for a loss, and then you're mad a few hours later when it's above the position you bought, that's because you're trading with emotions. At the end of the day, you cannot be an emotional trader. If you're gonna park money somewhere, you gotta park it. You gotta leave it. Like, it is what it is. It's a lost cause after that, as far as utility plays are concerned. Now, if you need to go out and you need to make your money or your daily trade money from the meme coins, from the pump and dumps, from all that, absolutely. I did the same thing. That's how I came up. That's how I became successful in the first place. I'm not knocking anybody for doing that type of shit. It brings volume, to the space. Like, and then projects like Ethane can sit here and chill in the background. We can sit here and build our community, hang out, have fun. I'm not a malicious dev. Like, I'm doxxed. My KYC is coming. Audit's coming. Like, I have everything coming. Like, I just need people to be patient, because people think because charts and stuff move so fast in Web3 and on the blockchain, utilities, KYCs, all that type of stuff, man, doesn't move as fast. Like, because it's real people. You don't have AI or anything going out and looking into this stuff. Like, it's real people that have to make this stuff happen for you. So, like, a lot of the times with like partnerships and things like that, like, it's all about a weight game. Like, a lot of the partnerships want partnerships, but they want to make sure you're not a volatile chart. You're not trying to rug your community at the end of the day. A lot of that plays a really big factor in how you build.
Yeah, exactly. And talking about charts, as you can see, I have pulled the chart on Ethylene. Rizzy, this is a sexy looking chart. How long ago did you launch this puppy?
I think July 6th, something like that. It was a few weeks ago now.
Yeah.
It's a week after Ethane. So, we thought we were going to break through the 360 resistance, and it was a good time for him to launch and start building. But then I started getting cheated on by some 3.6% wallet that just kept on smoking me at the 330 resistance line.
Okay.
Criminal Drip, if you're in here, could you please just update the white paper? There's a V2 website that just went live, so we're just making quick updates, please.
You guys, like, of course, we've met and we've talked a little bit, and I've had a little snoop around. But what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing here, look, I want you to break it down for us. How does the mechanisms work? Like, because you've got some really interesting tokenomics here. It's much more than just a meme, right? Can you explain to 100%. The people, like to me, like a small child, exactly what does what and what we have to do, what we have to buy to make bank?
At this moment in time, I just reduced the gas fees on the ethylene contract. It's now a manual claim to receive your rewards. So the gas just went down. I'm not sure the percentage, but gas should be much cheaper now. How the mechanism works, right? It is a dual, meaning two, reward system. One is hard-coded, meaning holders automatically, or sorry, not automatically now, it's manual, but holders get Ethane as their main reward. So it's going to be half Ethane. And if they do nothing, they're always getting Ethane and Ethereum. Now, I wanted to give everybody a choice. ETH is great, but I saw problems with a lot of reward tokens out there. A lot of them, they lock you in their system. People are degens. They want to chase the next meme coin. I wanted everyone to have a choice.
Personally, I learned my lesson early on. I won't go into a project that makes me lock up my tokens. I'm not fucking having it. I want to go into. I'm a farmer. That's my thing. A yield farmer. That's where I made all my money to start with, and where I lost all my money. Just add that in as well. I'm not a whale, but I love rewards tokens. I love reflections. And I love true, the old school yield farms like we used to have when I was a child. And Sushi Swap, and I was just after Uniswap, so I didn't actually get in on that. But I was right at the beginning of Pancake Swap and all the aggregators and all the cool shit, Goose and all the other ones. So like this is really really interesting to me. But I learned early on. I got stuck with sushi fucking 6 months before I could get any rewards out of it. And then by the time I paid the gas, I think I still got rewards stuck over there from like 4 years ago. So I learned my lesson early on that one. So I really like to hear that there are no lockups, because it should be incentive rather than,
Exactly.
in my mind anyway, people should be keeping their tokens staked in your platform because the rewards are good, because they want to be there, not because they went in because they thought it looked good and then, oh shit, now I can't leave. It's like taking people hostage, in my opinion.
100%. Yeah, there's no lockup period with us. Not you hold your tokens, and I encourage everyone to make sure you have your seed phrases safe if you're invested here, because we intend to be here a long time, and we got something special here. Big thing is not really keeping your tokens on like exchanges and whatnot, right? Not your keys, not your coins. It's yours. Keep it in your wallet. Don't lock it up if unless you really want to.
And I want to add to that. I'm a big fan of Ivan on Tech. Is that Ivan? I got my education in DeFi from Ivan when I first got in. I knew nothing. I still watch him religiously to this day, because that guy knows his stuff. He's a big brain and he's got so much knowledge. And yeah, and I heard it. That's where I learned it, because I didn't understand it when I first got it. Just like everyone, I bought some Bitcoin, I bought some Ethereum, I bought some other bits and bobs, and it was locked on centralized exchanges. I didn't understand until it was explained to me. Yeah, but the whole point of decentralization is that it exists on the network, not in somebody's Fort Knox, or that that something could happen. They could get their vault stolen. If it's on the network, it's your responsibility. And that's where I was coming from. So, I think it's really fair with the way that technology is moving, and also the sophistication of scammers. But for big wallets, I mean, it makes perfect sense to have a multi-sig looking after it, so that there's 3 points of access rather than just one, right?
100%.
I was talking to a project owner about this the other day. I had him in here, and he just couldn't understand. He's like, no, but Jeff, no, but I never touch it. It's just on my phone, and it's like, I'm like, you don't have to touch it. Like you don't know what exploits people are going to discover, and if there's only one gate and somebody manages to smash through it, guess what? You're fucked.
That's a good point. Right there, I only keep a set amount per wallet. I have thousands of wallets, and I just load them with like small bits. If you get a wallet compromised, it's dead wallet, right? That being said, Ethylene actually has a mechanism to save some compromised wallets, but it's in unique situations. We're really looking to actually help people here. It's like
at some point we'll have a token recovery bot, because we're able to use gasless signatures, and you don't have to have ETH in the wallet to make a transaction. Like, the relayer will make the swap for you, and you can use any token. So basically, like, when that bot's built, like, we're talking like a year down the road, right? Because everything has to be built first. Like, the whole gasless ecosystem, the DEX and everything, in order for everything to work properly how we want it to.
That's brand new, isn't it?
You have to build it. Basically, like, the token recovery bot, you would essentially, like, say you were a hex whale. And what happened with a lot of hex whales, because they invested early and they were naive on the blockchain, and you just have these guys who got in real early with a little money, and now their bags are worth a whole bunch, and they're stuck in like staking contracts with hex, because they approved like a token that was airdropped to them, and now they've been hit by a dust attack. So anytime you send money in, or if there was anything in the wallet of value on your Etherscan or BSC scan or whatever, like the dust bot takes it. So like basically what happened was we have a friend who was trying to recover LP. I had deployed for him, and after we locked the LP, I sent him the lock. Well, later down the road, he was ready to remove the LP, and at some point he approved a token that was airdropped to him. Then, anytime we sent BNB into the wallet, the dustbot got it, so we'd never had enough BNB in the account or in the wallet to be able to pull the LP or make the transaction because the dustbot got it. So basically, Taki was like, he came up with the whole EIP 712 standard using the MEV, So basically, the bot would work like this. You have Hex Whale. Hex Whale has $100,000 in Hex staked. Like, that's just what it's worth for math's sake. And he comes to us and he says, this will just be a DApp eventually that, you basically just put the seed phrase in for the wallet that you have your funds in, and you put the seed phrase in for the wallet that's compromised. And basically the bot will just run through the MEV with a gasless signature, because you'll be able to approve the contract and everything else with the gasless signature, not having to have any Ether funds in your account. And then basically it will send it through the MEV, recover your tokens, and bring it back to your funding wallet, your new wallet, the one, but we're going to take a percentage off the top of it too, just for the recovery.
That's amazing. And this is blowing my mind right now. I did hear you talking the other night, but I think the way you've just explained it then, well, if I can understand it, I think you've done a great job. So that is true utility.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more that goes into it, but if we're just talking to people who understand how the MEV works and everything else, and how the EIP 712 standard works and gasless signatures, then they will have a pretty good understanding of how easy, basically any token that holds the EIP 712 standard that you were dusted in a long time ago. We're talking about the projects that are in the billions still, that have suffered the unimaginable throughout the market in the last few years. There's a lot of people holding those tokens that just, they're locked away in staking contracts. They've been dusted. They can't recover their funds. So literally, Ethane started, Taki started the utility 8 months ago because we just wanted to fight ruggers. We were so irritated at the fact that there was a dust attack on one of our friends' wallets, and it wasn't even
You there, Tim? I think he disconnected, but real briefly, someone had asked just to go over Ethylene once more. Basically, Ethane is the next up-and-coming utility token that will be around for quite some time, and then Ethylene.
And that's the one that Timmy was just talking about. That is going to build the ability to retrieve people's lost tokens because they've been dusted. Yep. Can you just before we go on any further, you just explain to the community that might be new or whatever, what dusting is and how that happens, and how we can protect ourselves from it?
From my understanding, a dust attack is when somebody malicious sends you tokens or some other smart contracts, either to your wallet or maybe a link, just a random phishing link. Once you interact with that contract, you approve, you give it authorization to mess with whatever funds you have in your address, your wallet. The moment you do that, they have the permission to just completely take everything you have.
And this is the point that I was getting at, because I learned early on, because I was really pleased one day when I woke up and found 100 billion of whatever token it was, and I'm like, oh, I'm rich, great. And somebody thankfully said, Jess, don't touch it, don't do anything with it, do not try and trade that out, because it's a dust attack. That's exactly what we're talking about, right?
Yep, exactly.
And the only way, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only way that I know to protect myself when I get dusted, and it happens all the time. Well, it's like, I got an old one. It's just so much shit in it. It's unbelievable. But the only way to protect yourself is to not touch those tokens. Don't try and send them anywhere. Don't try and do anything with them. If they exist in the wallet, they can't actually do any harm, can they?
Yeah, if they exist in the wallet and you don't touch them, they're just there. They're like a landmine. So if you walk around it, you should be fine, right?
I love that analogy.
100%.
So guys, look, you heard it. If you've got random tokens in there and you have never heard of this, but do not touch them.
Yeah.
Just leave them. Just leave them and just ignore them. They're just there. Just leave them. And then they're benign. They can't hurt you. But as soon as you try and do something, as soon as you try and move them, or God forbid, trying to sell them on PancakeSwap or Uniswap or wherever, you're fucked. That's it. That wallet is literally, everything will get drained out of it. So let's come back to Ethylene. Wizzy, explain it, because it's been asked. Explain it again. Okay. Wait. No, let me help you. Right. So my understanding is, we buy it. Number goes up, hopefully, and with the taxes, and is it 1% in and 2% out? Is that how it's working? I don't know.
So it's 3% in and 3% out. So
3% in and 3% out. Right. I'm getting confused with Ethane, because you've built quite a complex ecosystem between the two of you, haven't you? I mean,
indeed.
like, to be a layperson, here it is. So right, so that's how the tax breaks down. Yeah, okay, and then we get rewards.
Correct.
And then to get the rewards, we have to go into this dashboard.
I generally stay away from dashboards. I would go through Etherscan. We do have a dashboard just for ease of use.
I've got it up on the screen now.
So that dev, I work with him quite a bit. He's solid as they come. But I still preach go through Etherscan, just because we never know if, maybe he could go rogue. Not saying he will. He's solid. But Etherscan is just, safer as far as I know.
And that's what you have to do to claim your rewards, right?
Yeah, so you just interact with the smart contract, with his Ethylene contract, and you just hit claim, and then they should show up. I did have it set automatically, but I just don't want complaints with gas, especially we're at a point where the volume's gonna, increase quite a bit. So just reduce the complaints.
So I guess the thing to do is to let the rewards build up, and then you can see them through Etherscan building up as well.
Correct.
And when you've got a nice chunk, then pull them out. And I'm guessing if anybody that's new, that's never had experience with interacting directly with smart contracts through Etherscan, you're there to help them, right?
Yeah, I'm fairly active. I'm on 7 days a week, probably. I can't say 23 hours a day, but pretty damn close to 23 hours a day.
It's not an urgent thing, is it? Claiming rewards. They're not going anywhere. They're there. They're building up.
Yeah, they'll be there.
It's not that difficult. I mean, I'm not a dev. I have interacted with smart contracts through Etherscan and BSC scan and RB scan. I mean, all the EVMs are basically the same, right? And I've got to say, as a non-dev newbie, I found it quite intimidating at first. But once somebody walked me through it and said, no, Jess, it's just like interacting with a DApp, because it is literally a DApp, isn't it?
Hey, really quick, Timmy's just raising his hand. Sorry, I just wanted to.
Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, anyway, I mean, I can do it. If I can do it, I think anybody can do it. Basically, it's not that. It looks like smart contract is scam, but actually, it's just like interacting with any other DApp.
100%. In some time, we'll have a lot more content to make it easier for people as well, and we're pretty much always around to help.
So that's something that you're going to be building up in the future. Let's talk about security.
Sure.
How are you keeping all our money safe?
The contract is it's yet to be audited, but the author he's written pretty large scale contracts that have been out there, and he's known to be trusted. An audit is in the roadmap. It'll come. Liquidity is locked. It's at the moment the Ethylene liquidity is locked for only maybe another week and a half or so, but that'll be extended rather shortly.
Okay.
So go ahead.
How long will you be extending the lock for?
I think we agreed on about 3 months for now, but extending it longer isn't an issue, right? It's just,
I mean, and here's the thing, right? I hear it. I've heard both arguments, and I get it over the years. But I mean, so this is just my take as a DJ. Like shit coins, yeah, lock it up because it's shitcoin and it's got one purpose: bring community together. Hopefully, print big green candles and people get bank out of it, and we don't want Dev to run away with the LP, to drain the LP. So lock it. But with long-term projects like yours, long locks are not necessarily a good thing because we know anything can happen. I think I've been through 2 or 3 pancake swap upgrades and migrations. I remember from V1 to V2, it caused absolute mayhem because of the amount of projects that have got long locks on their LPs, and all of a sudden they're locked into V1, but everything is V2, and then it's like, oh, where is it? Is it V1? Is it V2? And then, of course, they're missing out on the upgrade features and functionality and everything else that goes with it. So
that's pretty true. We're on what, V4 of Uniswap now?
Yes.
That's insane. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Do you have your LPs in V4?
No. So we're in V2 currently. Sorry, I was just reading a comment. Currently we're in V2. At the moment, we don't really have. Yeah. We didn't really look into V3 or V4 yet. We will though. If we see, benefits. I think V3 was quite expensive the last time I checked, and not many people are even using it. So V2 was just the way to go for the time being.
Makes sense. Let's not start going inside. Last AMA, I did actually start going down the rabbit hole of V3 and V4. It's like, oh yeah, it's V4 now, isn't it? It's like, is that fucking up? Ah! Anyway, that's nothing to do with this AMA. What we're doing here today. Yeah, I saw that comment as well. If you ever decide to a change in career, not blockchain, you can go and soothe people. Yeah, you've got a very nice, calming. It's nice voice. So, I want to understand what your relationship is to Ethylene and how the tokens interact with each other, because they do, right?
Where do I say this?
So basically, I get the holders. I get everybody making a little bit of money, because like that little bit of money now, like, let me explain. I played trivia with like 5 people at like 2 a.m. my time, just to interact with the community a little bit, right? And back then I was giving away like
500 tokens, 250 if you participated because it wasn't worth much. But like those same people who played trivia with me that night, if they had held the 500 tokens, if they won the trivia question, their bag was worth $750 at the top because they played trivia with me at 100K. You know? So the same thing with Ethylene. Like, yeah, you're getting a few tokens, but what happens when those few tokens you've been accumulating the entire time Ethylene's been following Ethane and Ethane's at $10? What then? You're gonna feel silly. Like at the end of the day, I was mad at Wiz. I dumped his chart intentionally. I wrecked him, and he basically gave me the middle finger, picked his chart back up, and just fucking kept it moving. So then I was like, I can't even be mad now. Like he was basically told me to go fuck himself. So now I have to go buy my position back. Like I told my community, like, do not buy it. Like I was literally upset because at the time I was like, bro, I'm at 330K. I don't need a baby token. I'm trying to fight these huge fucking whales that are still selling on me, trying to get wallet distro right. And Wiz is just in the background, like, you know, like I don't care what Jimmy says, you know. And like in the long run, like yeah, like I support him now. Like I hit my 1.5 mil. Like I would have liked to be like maybe closer to 2.53 mil before a baby token came out. But if it's gonna be here and I'm able to support it, like I went over there and told everybody, like, okay, so like with my team and with Ethane, like the thing is like, I won't pump the token with my own money, right? Because I'm trying to build investors. I'm trying to build a community that's going to help me take down the bigger monopolies in the long run, you know? So like, I went over there and I was like, this isn't my token. I have nothing to do with this. And I have a lot of pent up fucking anger because the first month of launching, man, like I'm degenning. Like I'm aping 100 coins and selling 100 coins a day, every single day when I'm hunting. So like, I want to trade too. Like I want to trade something other than Ethane, right? So like, I just use their chart to take a little bit of, you know, my degen aggression out on, you know, because every degen loves buying a whole lot of supply for really cheap. You know, that's just, even if it deaths me later, like, fuck you. I don't care. I got fucking 9% of your supply for $100. Like whatever. You know? So like that's my mentality with it. Like you can think it's stupid now, but you won't think it's stupid in 6 months when I'm at 5-10 mil, you know? So
it's true. It's true. Okay, so you guys weren't friends, but now you are friends.
No, me and Wiz have always been friends. Me and Wiz have always been friends.
You're having
but
this little
like, of course, like if I'm going into deployer mode and I have to be a serious businessman, because at the end of the day, I have an LLC, I gotta pay tax. Like this isn't a shit coin. Like I have to send real money out into the real world to pay for real shit. Like that's just how it is. Yeah. You know, I'm not out here just paying callers and Telegram to pump my chart so I can exit top on everybody. You know, so like I sniped 2% of my supply at launch. That 2% went to my deployer wallet, which added LP because I'm a low tax, like 3.3. If you don't have the volume, then you don't have the money or the tokens to sell in the contract. So like I didn't want to be a utility play that's out there doing 5.5 tax and being really aggressive and not really putting anything back to the chart or anything and saying that all the money's being used for utility. Here's the thing, like I run these types of projects. I know they're all full of shit and they're just pocketing that money at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's all smoke and mirrors at the end of the day, isn't it? But okay. So it's as simple as the way that you're linked is literally you deployed first. How long?
Literally, me and Wiz are really, really, really good friends in real life as investing partners, as degen partners, as sequence pumping partners. We're really good friends.
Okay.
But we also may bump heads sometimes because we're both devs, we're both deployers, and every now and then we don't see eye to eye on how we want another dev. Essentially, at the end of the day, that's how it is. Is Wiz a really good dev? Yes. Will I back every single one of Wiz's projects, even if community rugs on me? Yes. You know, I don't care because that's what friends do. Friends back friends at the end of the day.
Easy, bro.
Yeah, it's so nice to hear. I know this is Wiz's AMA, but I'm just trying to understand, because obviously we've established that Ethylene is the child token.
Okay.
So how long has Ethane been going for?
I am at 27 days and 15 hours.
Oh, so there's not that much difference between you.
No, because like I had the pump, like I had the early CMC, I had everything, you know, like I just got cheated hard from the CMC, like it happens, you know, but I reversed the chart. It wasn't a big deal. I never panicked, you know, I never got upset, you know, and you just gotta, like, you have to be able to control your emotions under certain situations. A lot of devs, what will happen is you'll go into a downtrend. The dev will feel like, well, there's no way I can get out of this. Like, do you know how many people, even my core team, were saying, I think we need to relaunch because the chart looks too hurt? Let me tell you, those people are no longer on my core team. So, you know,
what do they say? Don't judge a book by its cover. Like,
yeah, bro.
I buy
nobody knows
charts.
in this space, right? Like, Wiz knows who I am. Wiz is deployed with me. Like, a lot of my core team has deployed with me. Nobody knows who I am in the space. No, and that's how I want to keep it, because I've always been a silent investor. If a project's hit 100 mil, I guarantee I was in it sub 100K and bled the top on every single one. I promise I hit it, because I fucking hunt. I know how to find everything.
You just face doxed.
Yeah, I just face docs. Like, I don't even like that's the thing. Like, I don't understand why people out here are funny, you know? Because at the end of the day, I've gotten 3 calls and a shield tank call sent me to 1.5 mil on a slow moving chart in 27 days. You know how devs do that? We're fucking connected. We've made money with so many other people. All those people like me. They're willing to back my chart. If you think for 1 second this dip is going to sit around for a while, these are my whales fucking playing with you for entry right now, and everybody's falling into it. And I find it very fucking funny to watch it happen.
Hey guys, really quick. I have the contractor here, Mr. Green. If you guys would like to ask him any questions, he's available to answer.
What's that? Sorry, Wizzy, you're quiet then.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was just saying I have the contract author, Mr. Green. If you guys have any questions, he's available to answer. He's raising his hand now.
Okay, Mr. Green, talk to us. Hold on. It's probably still.
Hey guys.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Green.
Yo.
You're a bit quiet though.
Sorry, let me pump up, or let me just focus my mic. My mic is good now? I don't know.
It's a bit bad. You're still a bit quiet, but okay.
Alright, I'll speak just a bit louder then.
Yeah. Shout, like I do.
Alright, so do you have any questions about the code or anything that, like, you know, I always don't like when you call a project owner the dev, because in the best projects, the owner is not the dev, because the dev is good at developing code, writing the code, and the owner is good at managing a project. So I don't like to call myself a dev, that's why I call myself a Solidity artist, or yes, code author. So if you have any questions about what's in the code, how it works, or whatever, I'm here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Green, I understand, because like even my utility dev is right here, Anon, because he wants to listen, but he doesn't like to answer all the questions sometimes, you know. So like I understand where you're coming from, like, you know. So
devs generally don't like the limelight in my experience.
Bro, they have too much work to get done. Like, they can't sit in here and answer questions for an hour, and then you guys get upset on where the utility is. Like, that's just not how it works.
And honestly, I don't want to waste your time, because I'm not a dev, and I don't, you know, I can like scan over a contract and sort of understand like an idiot because of the comments that are in there, what does what, but I don't understand. And I think that's probably the same for the majority of degens in DeFi, really, if I'm being
I
honest.
never
Probably,
I avoided the U word at all costs when I degen'd. The second I was in a meme coin or something and they announced utility, it was time to exit for me. Like, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Fun time was over. I'm out. So that was why one of the things was important that we launched with utility on this one. So everybody knew we're here to build. You know, we're not launching as a meme coin. Ethane is a utility token producing real utility. You know, so like, but I'll be honest, bro, we used to joke about it all the time. Ask Wiz. We'd be like, wait, what did the dev say? They have a DApp coming? Sell. Wiz, get out. Sell right now.
I know. Well, the other one is CMC and Gecko. I mean, everybody raves on about, oh yeah, fast track CMC and Gecko and let's go. And like the amount of times I've seen projects doing all right, and the moment they get listed on CMC and Gecko, done.
It's over.
Buy the rumor, sell the news, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you have to do so your whales can come in and scoop up the news. Like, people think it's funny.
Exactly.
Like, people in my TT right now, they're like, well, you said the swap would be here this week. Yes, but I also have bag holders who hold 2, 3, 4% in multiple wallets in my utility devs DM saying, hey, I noticed this was an issue. Do you think we could get this corrected real fast? Guess what? I'm not listening to the guy who holds $200 of my token. I'm listening to the guy who holds $20,000 worth of my token, you know?
Of course. So they have a bigger stake. And
yeah.
That's the way.
At the end of the day, they're eating the dips. They're the ones buying. Like, those are the guys I have to listen to. And do I listen to the little guys? Absolutely. But I also need the little guys to stay their lane. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here. Like, don't get me wrong. My community backs me. But me and my team moon this chart, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody can say like they had something to do with it. We put in the groundwork. We put in the footwork. We reached out to the people that mattered. Like, I wasn't a dev in the TG like work for your bag. No, I was the dev in the TG like I got this. Just buy the chart and chill. Like, give me a minute. You know?
Okay, great. Right, let's come back to Ethylene. Wizzy.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's on? What does your team look like? How many of you is there?
I have me, and that's it. No, let me be real. I have Mr. Green is my contract author. I have somebody running just my Twitter and kind of just providing light chat support. That's Criminal Drip, and I have some support from some people, but I wouldn't necessarily say I have a team. I just kind of move.
Yeah, like we said in the AMA yesterday, like, we don't have teams. We are literally, Wiz and I, like, our group of friends, we are all investors with friends. That's it. But the difference is like, our friends actually back us at the end of the day. You know, they're not like the same people who, like, devs who say they have friends and then they're the same people cheating their chart for like a 1.5x. Like, those aren't our friends, you know?
And I mean, we can see that in the chart. This is the complete opposite that I would expect to see for a standard meme token. You know, you'd expect to see this candle right back here. And after this candle, it goes down, it might bump up a little bit, and then, like, it's fizzling out. But, like, you're not that far away from all-time high, are you?
No, I think you just hit ATH.
It's just under. Just slightly.
On this chart, it looks just under. So, all-time high was 6 days ago, 17th. So, just here. But I mean, like, it's bullish as fuck because you hit it, and clearly you got cheated, but it's been brought straight back up again. So that tells me quite a lot right there.
Just really quick, one last time, just so everyone knows. It says it where it says it, but Ethylene is really just a support token for Ethane. Ethane is going places. People are going to see Ethane at a high market cap and cry. Basically, and they're going to notice Ethylene sitting there like,
basically everybody sees my charts painted, right? Like literally I was up 20 hours a day painting my chart. Why the hell would I not make my baby token look just as fucking bullish? That's real shit. You know, it is what it is. Like now, because Wiz runs the rewards and everything else, if Wiz needs marketing or he has something lined up, all he has to do is message me. Hey, I need 1% of the supply. Can you send it to this wallet? Done. You know, like it's that easy. You know, because I was able to buy up enough of the supply to be able to provide Wiz with as much support as he needed. He will literally have endless tokens from Ethylene for a long time to get all the marketing done he needs to get done. Because in ETH, when you're providing a service with a bullish rewards token, a lot of people would much rather have the native than they would rather have the ETH.
Yeah. Because there's more upside potential, obviously.
That's true. Yeah.
Especially going into a bull market, which we might be going into a little. I'm degen as fuck, clearly. I've been saying this for ages. Don't listen to me. But I mean, we all know where we're heading. This time next year, the halvening will have happened, and things will be just starting to get interesting. It won't happen like that because it doesn't. It takes a little while for the supply shock to hit, doesn't it? But we know sometime in the next 6 months after the halvening, when that supply shock hits. And FOMO demand outstrips the supply, and FOMO kicks in. Things are going to go wild, you know, and then we're going to be. But I mean, you said something interesting. I picked up on it earlier. You said that you think that we're going into alt season right now, and I have heard my guru Ivan on Tech saying exactly the same thing for the past week or so. I think
for the past week or so, right? Okay, so here's how the market works. We all know that, like, once we hit an ATH in crypto, we normally go into a fasting bear, and then we'll start to reach back up and touch floors again. Like, everybody saw Bitcoin go back to, like, 34K this last week, I think, right? So that's your clue. Like, okay, I track a lot of wallets. Did anybody know that on Friday, $650 million worth of stable BTC, Ethereum, and Polygon stables were re-entered into the market? The only reason the market was bloody is because when they did that, they did not do it little by little. They put candles. Like, everybody saw ETH spike to 1950 or something. We spiked to before falling back down. That's because those guys were spiking the chart. They're just shaking people right now. So, like, anybody who thinks otherwise, you're a fool. Because that's how this game is played. Like, the whales are ready to swim. Like, we've tested 18K. Like, everybody said BTC was going back to 10. It's not. The whales won't let it. At the end of the day, like, these guys have, like, you know, 30% of the world's fucking wealth. So they can manipulate the market however they please, and they do the same thing every 2 years. So we fought there for 2 years, and we're going back into the run.
We're around 1.2 trillion market cap for all of crypto, Bitcoin all the way down through all of DeFi, and like that sounds like a big number, but comparatively to it's actually pretty small. So when you're thinking about liquidity on a global scale, and we're talking about the elites, the whales, it's like, you're right. It's not that much. They can dip in and out.
No, when you have 30 wallets, it was literally 30 wallets that moved $650 million worth of stables back into blockchains. Okay. That type of stuff isn't like, nobody wakes up one morning and goes, you know what would be good today? I'm really feeling the 1830 position on ETH. I think I'm just going to drop 200 mil in one shot on it. You know, nobody does that unless you're trying to shake a chart. Like, that's the only reason you do that.
Yeah. No, and it happens when liquidity just happened to be really, really thin at some stupid time, and like Yeah, I heard again Ivan talking about that. Right, I want to come back to Ethylene because we've been talking for just over an hour now. Before that, though, we've got DJs in the chat that are all waiting for their password to get their Google Forms uploaded so they can get their questions in and get a chance at winning some of the lovely ETH that you've brought along to give away to us tonight. So give us a password. You can give us a 2-word password. So Timmy, you give us 1 word, and Wizzy, you give us another word. Make it funny. Timmy, you go first. Give us a word. Where's Timmy gone? Hold on.
That's muted.
Oh, I don't know. For some reason I keep on getting TG rubbed.
I'll start.
Well, I'm really grateful because it's normally me getting TG rubbed. So obviously,
I never get TG rubbed, so this is funny.
I've got their focus on you tonight.
Did you just say Jeep, Liz? So... You knew I said Jeep under my fucking microphone, didn't you? I hate you. Oh God. So I guess if the first word is Jeep, let's say meme coins.
Wait! What? You're getting confusing. What's your first word? Just give us 1 word.
Wait, Wiz said the first word, didn't he? Wiz said Jeep.
I said Jeep.
No, you said Jeeps. Okay, Jeep. What's your word to follow Jeeps?
Meme coins.
Jeeps and meme coins is the code. Jeeps and meme coins. And no, I'm not going to fucking spell that. That's far too many letters.
If you guys don't know how to spell Jeeps, if you guys don't know how to spell meme coins, you haven't been in the space long enough.
Trust me. Like degens, we're talking monkey brains, little pea brains, 2 brain cells. Sometimes both of them work. Right, the password. Jeeps and meme coins. So get that into your Google Forms. You have 10 minutes to get them uploaded. Like, I'm not even going to tell you the time. You've got 10 minutes. You can count. It's 31 minutes past the hour. So, 31 minutes past 7 UTC. You have until 41 minutes past UTC to get your passwords into that Google form. Get your questions in that are original, that are proper, genuine, not copy pasta bounty hunter bullshit, because I just delete them and you won't have any chance of winning anything. And like, you'd be lucky if you even get back in the chat again, to be honest, because we don't want people like that here, seriously. And like, I want everybody to have a chance, but I want you using your brains. So if you can't think of something clever and intelligent to ask about the project, think of something funny. Actually, I like funny, and if I see funny questions, I may well read them out. I'll be picking 5, maybe 6, and asking them out as I see them come into our Google sheet. So faster you get them in there, the more chance you've got of me seeing one and reading it out. Go. Now, back to Ethylene. 1 sec, before we go, let me just switch my lights on. I knew I should switch my lights on. It's just started getting dark here. I timed it. I worked out sunset and we're like, no, it'll be all right. But of course, we started a bit later, didn't we? So, yeah, sun's going down and need lights. So let's go back to Ethylene.
Yep.
And you've talked a little bit. You've mentioned milestones a couple of times. Can you tell us what those milestones look like and what's going to happen? Talk to us about your milestones, please.
I'm working on a couple things kind of privately, and once they're released, I can just drop them for the community. A series of tools. So one tool that we've made kind of public already is let's say a token rescuer. So let's say you sent Ethereum to a BSC contract. We can possibly, more than likely, retrieve that ETH for you and get it back to you, depending. The only drawback is you must know the deployer of the contract. but we are trying to just save people money all around. Additional milestones or maybe market caps. At certain market caps, we venture into new communities. Sometimes they just won't engage unless a certain threshold is reached. That's it for now, I suppose. If you want to touch more on it, please just ask.
No, that sounds good. I am really interested about your utilities. I mean, thankfully, I have nearly sent funds to contracts on many occasions, but I do because I'm an airhead and I know myself. I do like triple check before I send things. And I've caught myself, but like it's been close. But I know plenty of people who have sent funds to contracts, including in projects that I've been involved in, and it's quite difficult to get back out, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, now it's less difficult.
You typically need a sweep function built into the contract, and most people don't even know about what a sweep function is. So like when you send the BNB or ETH or whatever to the contract, the deployer is able to go in there and just click that one button, and whatever was sent to the contract just boom gets sent back to whoever sent it there automatically. Most people don't even put that in their contracts. So I mean, like what Wiz has designed here or come up with is pretty brilliant, I find. I mean, why wouldn't you go to PinkSail next after this and talk to them? Because how many people copy the wrong address and send their BNB to it? Tons.
A lot.
I don't know, Wiz. How many times do people accidentally send fucking tokens to the wrong address?
It happens. Like, the end of the day, guys.
I have the same function in mind, but I've accidentally sent Wiz's deployer tokens instead of my deployer tokens a couple of times, and he has to recover them and send them back to me.
Right? Like, it's a fantastic idea. I love it. Like, I'm connected to a few friends of mine who are PinkSail affiliates. I mean, I'm going to go to them and be like, why wouldn't you put this on your channel? Because how many DMs do you say, oh man, I sent my 1 ETH or my 0.5 ETH, because there's always new people. It's unfortunate to say, but PinkSail as a launchpad, we all know what they're like, but they are the largest. They do have some projects that come through there that are legit, but majority, it's hit and miss, really is. So, I mean, but they still, the way they market is they bring in a lot of new people. And new people, like I say, I shouldn't say new people. I even did it the other, like a week and a half ago. Fucking, I thought I copied the contract address, but I had sent something else, and I ended up sending my BNB elsewhere. I was like, ah, shit, oops. Right? Like, you're just rushing. It happens to the best of the best, but with this utility, being able, like knowing that there's a chance to recover it, that's pretty sweet. It's like those ETH contracts where you can get your gas back after paying so much. I remember one year that was a huge thing. People were getting quite a few dollars back. I forget how they did it on the sites.
I remember not so long ago when Pulse Chain started, people were like paying 140 ETH to move a tiny bit of liquidity from ERC over to Pulse, weren't they? Stupid things like that. So
I'm crazy bullish on this. I'm going to be going to like all the launch pads, because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't the launch pads want to add this as a feature on their project or on their launch pad? Say, hey, if you sent your BNB to the wrong address or something, to the CA address instead of the token address like you're supposed to, blah, 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 or whatever, hit this link and use this tool to recover it. That's just brilliant in my mind. Because why wouldn't they want to promote that? Why wouldn't they want to help somebody, you know?
Why wouldn't they?
Because if they wouldn't, then like that really puts their integrity into question, in my opinion. Right?
Absolutely. It seems to be, and like, no, don't even get me started on pink sale.
Well, it's not just pink sale. Like we all know, it's just
Oh,
like any
it's
of
not.
the launch pads, in my opinion.
You're right.
So,
You're right. It's not fair to put it all on pink sale. Right.
yeah.
I'm just fighting with this spreadsheet at the moment because I want to get. Oh, why is Google Sheets such bitter? Okay, so I want to start asking you guys some of the questions from the community now. I just need to have a little look through and find some that I think are okay and not obviously cheating ones. I see bounty hunter questions. Like, seriously, guys, you copy pasta obvious questions from other AMAs. I see them. I'm a lounge owner. I see them all the time. Like, I know what they are. I'm like, oh, I've sent that question about 50 times. Think of something original. Let me find the original ones. So here's one. I suspect this must be one of your community members because they obviously have some good knowledge. Wizzy, will you consider having similar I think you've already spoken to this actually, but like, tell them again because it's been asked and I think it's a good one. Will you consider having a similar gasless utility in future as Ethane did?
I think with whatever I build, I'll incorporate Ethane's utilities for sure. Simply put, yes, I pretty much have to because with the 2 rewards, sometimes the gas will spike, and essentially my contract is a way for them to demonstrate how useful their utility is. Simply put.
I'm just going to add something
so,
here too. I'm looking to build a construction safety store for construction workers. Instead of paying the big box store, pay yourself because it's going to offer a rewards token. And I have been trying to think of how to deal with the gas fees. If they have a gasless swap, I can make gasless transactions, I'm sure, some kind of way. Just a little more research, I'm sure it can be done. And if it can be done, trust me, the construction world is huge and we have to buy our own stuff. A lot of companies don't supply it anymore. For my work boots, for an example, I get 8 months out of my work boots and they cost me $450. So I have to go to Mark's and buy those. Okay. My high-vis vest, I get roughly 10 months out of one of those and they're $250. Gloves, I get 2 weeks to 3 weeks out of a pair of gloves that cost me $40 a pair. Okay. Like, they'll be buying that from the website and you'll need a transaction to go through. I've been trying to figure out how to deal with it because when ETH gas fees goes up over $200-300, does that make any sense to pay $200-300 for a $40 pair of fucking gloves? No. But if we have a gasless transaction, that's just brilliant. That allows online stores to be able to use a token off of Ethane swap, creating volume for them by actually putting a real world use case to it, because that's the reason why a lot of these online stores fail, is because of gas fees spike on them. That's the reason why I was going to go, with BSC. But if we have a gasless swap here on ETH, that just makes sense to go this route instead. So I was kind of keeping that in the back pocket and I wasn't going to tell anybody. So I may as well just drop it here and let everybody know that that's cooking. That's
some alpha right there. And I want to say this, I'm obviously a big fan of decentralization and the promise of blockchain technology. And we're getting closer to prime time, but with a tiny 1 point whatever trillion market cap. I think, did we actually get to 2 trillion in the last bull run? I think it was close, wasn't it? Might have gone just over or just under. It's just a splash in the water. But for us to really blow up, it's so important for us to have real world utility. And that's exactly what you're talking about here. Because, I mean, once these systems start getting picked up and people can use them in real life to do real life, like, oh my God, that is the moment the floodgates are going to open.
The thing is, for me, construction workers, most companies don't offer pension plans or 401ks or anything. So you go to work, you beat the shit out of your body, and when you're 65, you're beat up, you're broken, you can't do anything, and you don't really have a background, don't have any money in your bank account because there's no pension plan or anything. Sure, now companies are starting to get back with RSPs and stuff like that, but we know where crypto is going. Okay, so the plan is to create a coin that offers a reward. Instead of paying the big box store, pay yourself. Buy the merchandise in crypto, and you can use Ethane's swap gasless to make everything a hell of a lot more affordable. What people have been wanting to do in this space for a long time but couldn't do because of the gas fees, you're able to do because of Ethane. I mean, just can you not see that? I mean, and then you have Ethylene is supporting it in every which kind of way. So wherever Ethane's going to go, especially when you start attaching these real life utilities, where look at how many stores right now. You can go to CanadianSeedBank.ca right now, and they accept Bitcoin, but you got to pay a large gas fee. But now that you can change that from going off the Ethereum network to using Ethane's gasless network, what? Like, I mean, that's just
literally. And like, I'm hearing this, and like my little monkey brain's ticking over right now from what you guys are like.
So
telling it to me anyway.
What I'm planning to do there is everybody in the construction field has to buy a lot of people have to buy their own PPE, personal protective equipment. So you make everything available there, the glasses, the hard hats, the high-vis vests, everything. That's what's going to happen there. And where I go from different site to site to site, being a tower crane operator, and we typically control what's going on because we literally can kill people at the tips of our fingers. We just drop those stickers down, and you tell everybody about the crypto. I got so many people waiting at work for the crypto coin to drop because they rather pay themselves. They know if they buy the product via the crypto coin, because there's going to be a small tax offered in a reward and or staking, the funds are going to go back into the project via staking for them, so they can stake the coin and earn, going to be kind of like a reward token, just like Ethane is. I can turn around and do that. Instead of rewarding in ETH, I can turn around and make it a reward in the token that's made this all possible, Ethane. That's probably what I'll do, actually. That sounds like a better idea.
That sounds amazing. And what I'm hearing here is...
Yeah, like our utility's up for partnership when it's done, Like, if anybody needs to use it, like, I mean, we'll still have control over it. We're not verifying our contracts or anything, but like, we don't have problems helping other really bullish projects if they feel like they need to use the EIP 712 standard for utility.
Yeah, dude, it's going to make it so much easier, because what people do is they'll pay for it in the crypto coin. It'll buy the chart, put a buy on the chart. It'll reward in Ethane, and then what I can do is the profits from the website, instead of putting it back in my pocket, because I really don't need a whole lot of cash. My day job pays me well. I enjoy what I do with my day job. Even if I hit it big in crypto, I'll still do what I do for my day job. Why? Is because I build this world we live in today. I built a hospital where my niece received life-changing care. Like, that's rewarding to me. That's what makes me rich. Right? So like, I built cancer wards that saved multiple people's lives. I built a power plant that put electricity in people's fucking house. That's what makes me rich in this space. And that's why I don't need crazy amount of money. So the profit from the website will buy the chart and supply a staking pool. So there'll be two ways to earn. One, the rewards just off the trade volume, you get Ethylene, and then you can stake the coin to earn more Ethylene if you want it to. So that's the route that I was going to go. And when this is all fully done, Timmy, definitely let's do something. We can even start talks whenever you're ready.
Wow. And like, it's music to my ears, because what you're talking about here is, I mean, No, it's not unusual in the space, but we don't often hear about it in these degen spaces. You're talking about massive real world utility and development that can literally not only change crypto and the way that we use it, but the whole world. Because,
construction safety is everywhere. And you have to buy it. 90% of the time, you have to buy it yourself. So why wouldn't you just have it shipped to yourself or be able to order? And we know where crypto is going. Look at the presidential candidates right now, all talking about crypto this, crypto that. It's the first one in is usually the one that gets it.
So, and not just America, because I got to remind you, boys, that the world's bigger than just America. You know,
I'm just saying, like, look at Canada too. If Pierre gets in, I'm from Canada. I live in Vancouver, Canada. Right. I'm already doxed in the space. People see me operate my crane all the time. I'm always got it going live and whatnot. But even if Pierre gets in, he's doing something with crypto for Canada when Pierre gets in. So it's like,
which is a big difference to Justin, isn't it?
Oh, dude, I can't wait. Oh my God. Don't even get me started.
I mean, I was thinking of starting to think Canada's a communist state. Let's not get into the politics.
Trudeau needs to go.
Let's not get that. Right. Let's ask a few more questions.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
We haven't got time.
I will take over this AMA hard.
Let's ask a few more questions. And then we'll start wrapping up, because I like to keep these things to about an hour and a half. But obviously, with a project like yours, you've got so much to it because you're real. And we could be here literally all night, I feel like, talking about what you guys are building here and what you've done. So I'm going to ask a funny question next. And let me just pull it up so I can see all of it in one go. Hold on.
We've got a hand raised in the chat here whenever you get a chance.
You got what?
There's a hand raised.
Is it one of your team?
Not exactly. It looks like they left just now.
No. Just no, because people want to come in and like have their little ego trip and talk all over other people's presentations. I don't do that here. That's why we do things the way that we do. We've got questions here of all the good degens that are interested, that wanted to ask them. They're all in this Google sheet, and I'm going to ask them. So that's the way we do it. That's the way it works. So no hands raised, not unless you're a member or associate of the team.
They're quite close and they're helping quite a bit. I'm not sure what they have to say.
I know. Do you want me to unmute them?
It's all good. They came back and their hands no longer raised.
Their hands not raised now. Okay. Yeah, right. Funny question now, because we've been talking about some pretty technical stuff. So I had that girl Eileen, but when I went to what the fuck? Polymerize her. She said, "I'm not Ethylene. What did I do wrong? Do I have more chance with Barbie because she is plastic?" I don't know how you answer that question, but it's funny.
Sorry? Can you repeat the question?
You're dead. Okay,
I think I heard it, but what? What did they ask?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I do ask him for funny questions. So this is a funny one. I'm reading it just to bring a bit of light to the show. Because it's clever as well, actually. I think it's clever. I had that girl Eileen, but when I wanted to polymerize her, I'm not even sure I can pronounce that word. She said, "I'm not ethylene." We're talking about chemical reactions, aren't we? They're talking like I did, trying to be all clever when I was doing the shill for this show tonight, about the relationship between ethane and ethylene. So he's talking about polymerizing, but she said, "I'm not ethylene. What did I do wrong? Do I have more chance with Barbie because she is plastic?" So like, it's just a funny joke, but
that was a good one. Yeah,
ethylene or ethane. I mean, like, I see how they're working, but we're talking about ethylene tonight. So ethylene. So just stick with ethylene. I guess that's the answer. Sorry, I didn't let you answer that. Right, I'm going to go on to another question. This is quite a good one. So, how does it ensure the continuous support of the growth and development of C2H6? And I know we've talked about this a bit already, but do you want to speak to that really quickly?
The way it supports the continuous growth is, where my contract's not whitelisted, so any transactions going through Ethylene, eventually they get to Ethane, so it just continuously funds their development, and they're not shy when it comes to supporting us. So I have no issue supporting them.
That's what I've been kind of hearing throughout when you've been talking to us. So this is valid, especially with the new developments that are taking place now with the Chainlink and the Axe Infinity, whatever it is. I can't even. Something that sounds like XRP. That's it. Will there be bridging to other networks in the future of Ethylene? Right.
More, I would say possibly. I wanted to say more than likely, but I'm not going to say that. I would say possibly. If we see it fit, we will. But at the moment, we're focusing on ETH. So I don't think there's any need to as of now. But the key takeaway here is, 1 second, just a moment. Sorry.
Timmy, you still there, my lovely?
I'm always here.
Okay, right, great. Okay, so maybe you can speak to this whilst Wizzy's taking care of his cat. I don't know who is his cat, but whatever. I got cats, I'm a fucking nightmare. This person says, "I'm just curious about the recovery bot. Can it work with Maestro transfer transaction?" I'm not sure. I understand that Maestro transfer transaction.
Like as far as Wiz's recovery bot, like he said before, you have to know the deployer. You know the deployer, then he can probably get your ETH back out. The problem with like Maestro though is because it works more like a mixer, and the transactions get interjected with each other, and then they get siphoned out into another wallet. That would be hard. I'm a meme coin dev, like I said, so like that would be like a talkie question or like a Wiz question. Like I can answer it to the best of my ability. Like if I had to guess, probably wouldn't work with Maestro because the way Maestro siphons all of its transactions is basically like kind of like a mixer. So it would depend. Like Wiz said, if you have the deployer wallet, then probably. But I'm not going to come up here and say, yeah, it will work with Maestro, and then I was full of shit at the end of the day. So
no, and I guess the problem from reading a bit more of their question, they're talking about for example, I mistakenly sent a token to wrong address, and the owner of that address that received what I sent immediately transferred what he received.
Yeah, so his token recovery bot or like his deployer recovery bot works in a similar manner to what our end game token recovery bot will be doing for like the stakeholders and bigger projects and things like that. Mm-hmm. So if I had to guess, like for me, Maestro doesn't hold the EIP 712 function. I wouldn't be able to do shit. But for him, his utility is built a little differently. He might be able to do shit. So
okay, that's
because everybody has to remember, like the EIP 712 function's been around for a really long time, but people just didn't know how to utilize it. So people started just taking that script out of deployment contracts. And literally what that code does is allows you to sign a gasless signature to interact with a contract. That doesn't cost you anything to do, So Like that's what makes us different from everyone else. Like, don't get me wrong, there's other tokens out there that also utilize the EIP 712 standard. It's also something you find used heavily in NFT projects, NFT blockchains, because NFT whales hate paying gas prices. At the end of the day, they don't like doing it. So, what happens is like when
I'm allergic
like
to
so like with our swap, EIP 712 standard swaps off our relayer, RPCs built by BlocksRoute, like we have all types of cool stuff. But what saves you the gas is the fact that I don't charge you for reverted transactions. My relayer only consumes what it needs to make the transaction. It doesn't require you to sign for a tip. Like when you use Uniswap and it says you got to sign then approve, when you hit that sign message, you're basically saying it's okay for you to use their relayer and for them to accept a tip from you. So when you look at your MetaMask and it says like gas is $5, then you buy something and you realize you paid like $22, $23, a majority of that extra money was basically absorbed by Uniswap for using their swap and their relayer and their validators. And at Ethane, like it's on our expense. Like if you get hit with a reverted transaction, you don't lose money. I lose money, you know? So because it's not fair to you guys, my utility goes down, right? And then you guys start getting hit with a bunch of failed transactions and you guys start eating that ETH. I don't think that's fair. Like at the end of the day, like the percentage the swap is making is more than enough money to cover the whole development of this utility and pay Taki and I at the end of the day for ROI. So, you know, amazing. That's why we're chill on the chart. Like at the end of the day, we never planned on charting this utility. We were just going to build it, launch it, and I was just going to market it with my own money. But it was literally Taki who was like, nah, let's do a chart with this. And like the chart was a last minute decision. So like all the code and everything that had been done, we had to revise to make it support a chart and give incentive. And like everybody's crying because we're late. Bro, you guys wanting shit from us is the literal reason we're late. We've given you the Polygon NFT position transactions. The swap works. We have it. Everything has to be recoded though, because everybody wanted incentive from the swap. And you guys, and I have community members that are like, well, what? That's like just 5 minutes of code, right? Bro, our code is like 3,000 lines long. And when we change something, we have to re-optimize the gas and the whole thing all over again. People don't understand that. It's not like you just look at a few lines of code and you're like, oh, I can just make adjustment here, here, here. No, bro, you have to go through the code 1,000 times. Because if I end up spending $5,000 to deploy the swap CA and for whatever reason, it doesn't work, or because one little zero was missed on code somewhere, guess what? I have to pay another $5,000 to fucking redeploy it. People don't understand that.
Yeah, I understand that because I have some experience, not as a dev.
Yeah, because if you're a yield farmer, Queen, you understand, right? Because when you're a yield farmer, you also have to deploy your own Web3 contracts in order to optimize the maximum amount of money you can make from the yield farm.
It's actually the project that I was CEO, that I founded and CEO of. I won't name it. It's still going actually, but like whatever.
But yeah, but you understand what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna just like here's the thing. Just because I have money doesn't mean Ethane has money. Ethane is a business at the end of the day that I founded and funded to start. But I'm not going to keep sinking myself dry on it. You know what I mean? Like, if I can avoid wasting $5,000 in a misdeployment, I'm going to avoid it.
By making stupid mistakes, right? Right. Wizzy, are you back with us, darling?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry for the
amazing. Your partner is absolutely awesome. I have a feeling that he could talk like me all night. And please, Timmy, what you're saying is absolutely fantastic. I'm lapping it up, but we have to keep this to a certain amount of time. You know, we go over an hour and a half, and we're going to seriously explode heads and lose them, and it's just going to be us three talking to each other. So I got a couple more funny questions. Wizzy, go on, chip in. You wanted to say something.
Yeah, so long story short, Ethylene, it's kind of just there, honestly. But that being said, it's great in itself. Holders are allowed to diversify with ease. If you're holding, I don't know, any meme coin or any blue chip, you're likely not getting anything for it. You have to fight with price action and hope that you make profits. If you just drop a bit into the pot over at Ethylene, it's gonna be there. I mean, there's turbulent times. It may dip, but on that dip, you actually, you have a potential to earn and get a better position. I forgot the last bit.
Fantastic. Thank you. I think you've explained it really, really well. I've got a couple of silly questions here. So, what are you going to do? Oh God! What are you going to do if you wake up one day and see that Elon tweeted Ethylene and this project is already on its way to 100 mil market cap? What are you going to do? What's the first thing you're going to do when you wake up and see that Elon tweeted you and you're like 100 milli?
I'll open the voice chat in my Telegram and I'll start doing duck races and I'll just give everyone a bunch of money. Honestly.
Wait, are we doing duck races, bro? Let's go do some duck races right now when we leave here. When we leave here, let's go to a TG and fucking do some duck races.
Can do.
We are actually partnered with Creativerse and we do duck races, but we're waiting for V2 at the moment. They're great, but they're a lot of work for us to do. And, we can kind of do what we need to do on spin the wheel. So we're doing that. We are fans of duck races.
Check out DGen Duck Race then. It's a project by Alan.
I have. We're talking. Don't worry. He's on his way over here. As soon as he launches it, as soon as it goes public, he's already booked in to come over here.
Already.
I know. I've seen it. It's awesome. I love it. Because whilst we're partners with Creativerse, we're not married to them either. We're partners, and we have lots of we're what's the word for it? Slags. We have lots of partners. Whoever wants to work, because that's what we do. We kind of, we're building. We're here for the long term as well. Another silly question. It's quite a clever one, actually. Ethylene is an alcohol. How important is that to the team?
Ethylene is a clean burning fuel. It's combustible, so
you wouldn't want to be drinking it, actually, would you?
Literally, Elon Musk was literally trying to farm ethane to make ethylene to power his SpaceX. He got denied farming for ethane in Texas because he was trying to make it combustible enough to power his SpaceX program, which is one of the reasons why we went with ethane in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you just answered the next question, which I'm going to ask anyway, because it's only fair. Cause it's quite a good question. Okay, bad English, but what mean ethylene in the name of personal or story? Tell us the story of why ethylene and ethane, but make it condensed story, please, because we need to wrap up.
Sorry?
So why did you call your tokens ethane and ethylene?
That's more of a Timmy question, honestly.
Go on, Timmy.
I chose ethylene is.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I'm answering DMs from people while I'm in this AMA, so I literally wasn't paying attention to the last question.
Right. Okay, it's an easy question. Why did you call your token ethane? And with the ethylene, we know ethane. Well, I've only since researching what ethane and ethylene is, I know that they both go together. But why ethane?
We went with we had quite a few names on the table, but we had to do what made most sense, what was bullish, what was going to keep us under the radar. We didn't want some other token with a similar name or anything launching, dumping, and us taking backlash from it. So we had to make sure we were basically first mover status, right? So I researched all the blockchains. Was an ethane ever deployed? Was a C2H6 deployed? Like, sure, there was a couple other chemical balance tickers out there, but like there wasn't many. Like, not many people had gone with this type of route as far as the name was concerned. So we felt pretty original from that aspect. And if anybody knows who's deployed before and has been trying to come up with a name or something they think other people will take, it's really hard. It's like you'll see the meme coins deploy with like probably it was two guys sitting next to each other smoking a blunt talking about what their next thing was, and they just thought some really stupid name was really funny. Like, at least there's a lot of meaning behind ethane. Like, ethane is $1 billion industry that is always increasing yearly. Like the want for ethane in the real life market is high as well, which is one of the reasons Elon was trying to use it. It produces a clean burning fuel. And, with everybody out there trying to be, more productive with the environment, we thought, why don't we bring ethane to Ethereum since we're cleaning up some gas prices, trying to make the environment a little cleaner. You know what I mean? So like
is it ethylene makes ethane? Is that
so ethane makes ethylene. Ethane is your C2H6, and then you combine it with your C2H4, and then you combine it with another chemical compound I'm not going to refer to right now, and that makes it makes ethylene. So, but it's three compounds that make ethylene, but ethylene's compound is C2H4. And ethane's compound is C2H6, and that's because you're breaking down. So like your H part will go down as you're breaking it down into a field because, that's just how gases work.
We got it. That's enough.
You're filtering the impurities out of it. You're filtering the impurities out of it to create a clean burning fuel. So, there's just three processes through it,
That's it. Last question. This is the last one. Okay. No, I'm not going to ask that question. There was another one here. No, I've asked enough questions. I'm not asking any more questions.
Thank God. I'm questioned out. Can we just go back to bullshitting and smoking blunts, please?
Duck race. Spin the wheel now. We're not doing duck race. Sorry, we're not doing duck races tonight.
Let's do a giveaway. Can we do a giveaway?
We're doing a giveaway right now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're doing the Google thing. I'm so excited about this.
That's what...
Okay, fact, I'm just going to shut up now. I'm just putting buybacks on my chart right now. I'm bored.
I love you, Timmy. You're amazing. And you, Wizzy.
Well, I'm trying to slowly send ethylene here to ATH while we're in here too. Nobody's noticed. I'm just waiting to make sure I don't get sold on while I do it.
Funniest JMAs. I mean, the one earlier was funny too, but like this is absolutely fantastic. So to wrap this up for the YouTube.
Oh, she got TG rugged. It was finally her turn. I feel better now.
Yo.
Queen got TG rugged, guys. Now everybody knows how I feel the twice it happened to me. So, Wiz, what are we doing later, bro? Oh, look, Talkie can talk in here now, too. What up?
I got another, maybe not an AMA today, but I'm just bouncing around everywhere.
Oh, shit, she found her. She's back. See, it was your turn to get TG rugged.
The microphone thing was still flashing, like you could hear me talking, but like no, fucking
yeah, we couldn't hear you. We saw you lighting up, but we couldn't hear you.
All right, let me start again. So we're going to wrap this up now because you guys have given us a lot. You've been awesome guests tonight. I really like what you've presented to us. Honestly, I'm feeling really, really bullish about this myself. And what I take away from this is that we got 2 projects. I mean, this has been Ethylene's AMA, but Timmy, you've come along tonight because you're friends and everything else.
Well, look, we're friends. Wiz isn't the best public speaker. Like, don't get me wrong, I love talking to Wiz, but when it comes to like coming out here and trying to be bullish in front of a crowd and stuff, he doesn't execute very well. So, like, if we start doing these little AMAs and I get him in front of
really
groups,
well together. You work really well together.
If I start getting him in front of these groups and making, like, if I show up and I make him fucking listen to me, then he can start bringing the same type of energy to the AMAs when he has to get out there and go shill his project on his own. You know what I mean? Like, I can't come up every time and babysit.
Now you need to
I can come do it like this time. You know?
You shush. Let me talk. You are a good public speaker, and like you got us early on. You got us. You just in. So what I take away tonight is we've got 2 projects that are working with each other. Two project owners that are friends that have been on this journey a long time, and OGs to boot. And at least one of you guys, and I don't know so much about Wizzy, but I have my suspicions because he's not as forthcoming as you, Timmy. But certainly, you've told us in no uncertain terms you're a whale, and you have the means, both yourself. Although we know this is your business, your project, you're not going to do that, but with your network as well of your whale friends, like, I mean, and then you've got this real world utility that you're building, real serious tech that can do very useful things that, I mean, like, wow, this could really blow up. So I'm going to ask you guys, and First of all, Wizzy, I want you to keep this short and succinct because we've got to wrap this up now. And then Timmy, and same, like literally 30 seconds. Just one thing that you want us to take away tonight, that you want the community, if there's one thing that you want the community to think about, if they don't remember anything else, what is that one thing?
3 Ethereum into Ethylene equals well over 3,000 Ethereum. You're welcome.
Look, at the end of the day, I just want everybody to be a safe investor. Make sure you DYOR. Make sure you know what you're speaking about. If you want to speak on a subject, make sure you're well versed and educated. Don't go out there just talking out of your ass, because at the end of the day, there's devs out there like me that will literally come into your little private group of 6 that you've been talking shit about. I will smoke you in front of everybody, educate you, and leave. And you will probably end up in a diss track from my artist that will be getting trending on YouTube eventually. So like, that's just how it is. Like, I don't like people that can't go out there and take the little bit of time it takes to read a website, properly understand something, or come into the TG and properly ask the devs questions or other community members who are well versed on the subject. Like, that's me. That's my biggest thing. Guys, if you're going to go out there, you're going to invest in something, make sure you understand what you're investing in at the end of the day. Whether it's a shitcoin pump and dump that you know is going to die in a few hours, or whether it's something you know that's going to be around for a few years, just make sure when you go out, you have all the knowledge you need to be successful on whether you should increase your position, exit your position. That it's those types of moves, because out here in the back streets of low caps on Ethereum, on BSC, on anywhere, we're playing chess, and we're playing chess with people a lot smarter than us that can easily take our money. So you have to be smarter than them at the end of the day. And if that requires me coming out here and, doxing myself, telling everybody where the fuck I live, and if you have a problem with me, show up to my house, then that's what I'm going to do.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It's so lovely. So, like, I've heard from Wizzy, look, market cap really small at the moment, could get really big really soon, really quickly. Like, we already know that you guys have a rope making factory in the works for the G's out there. And Timmy,
filing the LLC for that tomorrow.
thank you so much for those wise words, because like this is something that I'm quite passionate about. Actually, this is the whole ethos of Jesse Degens, is that ever since I got here, and like I still think that I'm pretty green right now. I was here. I've been here through a full cycle. Going to the next cycle.
I've been here for a full cycle, Queen, and I'm not saying I'm an expert. By no means am I an expert, because I have had to go and ask people all the time. Like, okay, I'm a strategic trader. At the end of the day, I'm a meme coin dev, and what's made me money since I've been in this space is being a strategic trader, making that money and putting it into long-term passive incomes, things that produce like weekly or bi-weekly money for me that is always readily available whenever I need it. That's what's made me successful. Don't get me wrong. I didn't come out here and like I like rule the fucking world. Like I'm an awesome trader. That's not how this went down. Like I got lucky and then I educated myself on the best way to keep on making money. That's it. And, you know, so I have to reach out to big devs too, devs who have mooned multi-billion-dollar projects, because I mean, like I've done cool stuff, but I've not done cool stuff like that. So I need help at the end of the day too.
Beautiful, beautiful. I think that's a perfect place to wrap up. And look, my cat. No, wait, I fed him. What is he doing? He wants something. I don't know what. So thank you so much. You've been fantastic guests tonight. You're talking about giveaways. You want to get into the giveaway? We've got giveaway right here. There's the spin the wheel. We've got it all loaded up. So we've got 3 random prizes. The way this is going to work, the best question wins $40. What I'm going to do is make sure that all those people that entered those best questions have done all the tasks and they've given us real wallets, not burner wallets, because they'll be excluded straight away. Make sure they're not multi-accounts. That's really important. I'll get those questions over to you guys without any names or anything, so it's completely fair. And then it's up to you guys to pick the best question. You let me know that.
Well,
tomorrow.
Here's the thing. Taki's here. You've unmuted him. He's also going to help because he's way better at this than Wiz and I am. So if you really give our utility dev a super bullish question, I will match whatever she sends you in ethane tokens.
Okay. Yeah, go on. Let's do it then. Hold on. We'll have to open up the chat. No, just so guys, spam your questions in the chat now. You throw me here. So a super bullish question about the technicalities. Let's see who knows some stuff. I'll give you a minute to get that in, and then we're going to get on with the spin the wheel giveaway. So anybody got any questions for the dev? We got the dev here with us who's going to answer them about smart contracts. Okay, I see everyday Q&A is first in there. And here's her question. Here's her question. In terms of token utilization, what measures are being taken to encourage widespread adoption and real-world application of such? Are there any specific partnerships or use cases? Additionally, how does Ethylene plan to overcome potential barriers and challenges in promoting the expansion of C2H6 outside of its core user base? It's not actually about a smart contract. I think
that's a deep question. Can you forward that to me in text so I can just read it? Okay.
It's in the chat.
1 second.
Look in the chat right now. It's in the chat.
Okay.
So is this question about partnerships?
Yeah.
It's mostly for ethylene, not for ethane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
what we're really looking for right now is questions for the dev.
In terms of
there is actually one here. Why do you think the old EIP standard you are using is best compared to others?
Okay, so I'll answer that. So we're using EIP 712, and that allows us to do signatures. There aren't other EIPs that really do this. So EIP 712 is the underlying standard where you'll be able to do signatures. So our swap uses EIP 712 to do these signatures, and most tokens don't have the EIP 712. So that's why we're taking EIP 712, wrapping them into an NFT standard, and any token that doesn't have the EIP 712 will be able to swap with us. So that's why we say you'll be able to swap any token because we're using EIP 712 on the NFT standard as well. So not only just tokens, NFT positions, which represent your position on a chart.
Okay, thank you. That's really well. Clearly, your stuff. Guys, you're spamming questions. Then we're looking for technical questions about Solidity smart contracts. We're looking for dev questions, right? I'm only going to give you a couple more seconds for them. I'm not. No. Look, guys, you're just spamming the same questions that you've already sent in your Google
I see a question about Meaves. I want to answer that one. I kind of like it. So we're using the Blockstrat RPC. So all of our transactions are private. They bypass the public mempool, so they can never ever be Meaved or front run, whatever. So all of our transactions, if you check our relay, they'll have two labels: Meave transaction and EigenFi. So like I said, they bypass the mempool, and they go directly to block producers. So all of our transactions are private, never can be front runs.
Fantastic. Do you see any other technical questions that you want to speak to in there, Taki?
No, I think the MEV was a good one.
Yeah, Gabriel, fuck off. You just stop it, guys, stop. Listen, you're just spamming questions that you've already asked. We're asking for new technical questions from people that actually know a little bit about blockchain technology and Solidity and all that kind of stuff.
How
I'm
about,
not saying I do, a little bit.
How about the Maestro question that James had? If we could unmute James and allow him to ask his question.
Absolutely, cool. Absolutely. James, can you raise your hand for me so I can see you, darling?
Yes, right there. Let me shoot him a DM and see if he's...
Everybody's been unmuted. Okay, James, you should be able to talk. We have actually asked that question earlier. I don't know whether you were here. And Timmy spoke to him.
Yeah, he said he couldn't really, that he was...
No.
He said it was a better question for the dev here.
Yes, James, I see you.
You can ask again. I wasn't here for that.
Now. Speak the question.
I already asked it a while ago in the Google form.
Yeah, it's in the Google form. Do you want me to read it out for you? It's not a problem. I can do that. Let me just get out of this page because doing my head and being able to see myself twice. And I got my cat here. Really wants attention now, so we're going to have to wrap this up because otherwise my cat's going to be clawing my eyes out in a minute. But okay, so where is it? Let me see. We have already asked it. So yes, I think it's this question. Let me just check the user. James, yes, it is. So I'm just curious if the recovery bot can work with Maestro transfer transactions, and for example, I mistakenly sent a token to a wrong address, and the owner of that address that received what I sent, immediately transferred what he received. Is it still recoverable?
Is this for C2H4 or Ether?
Either.
No. If you send money to someone's wallet, it's now their money. Simply put.
You need to know who they are to be able to give them a call and go, oh, excuse me, I just sent you all my Bitcoin. You can have it back, please. Or Ethylene or Ethane in this case. Okay. Well, that was the question about the Maestro transfers.
So so that's whoever owns the wallet's their money, and that's the same thing goes for if you send money to a contract. Now, if the dev likes you, the dev can return the money to you, but it's hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
Wild west of crypto. But
absolutely.
we built it so that it could be used, for the better of the space.
Okay. There is one question. This is going to be the last question because we've been on here for a long time. So, is any part of the contract of this project a fork or another project, or is the contract written from scratch? Taki, can you speak to that?
Yeah, so our contract is written from scratch. So we have several contracts in this ecosystem. So the first one I'll talk about is the gasless ether contract. That's just a wrapped ether fork with the EIP 712. That's just light work. The second contract is the swap itself. So this one I did write from scratch. It took me weeks to write, and I am not going to make this public. It's not going to be verified. It's not going to be verified because I don't want others to be taking my code. We are going to be auditing this. We do plan to go through several audits for smart contracts. So yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Right, you've got 3 questions there that were technical ones, and I think I heard Timmy say that he was gonna. What did you say, Timmy, about the price that you were offering for these extra questions? Timmy's gone.
Do you want me to forward a message to him?
Yeah, it's all right. We can work it out later.
Got you.
It's all good. So now what we're going to do, and guys, thank you, and Taki, thank you for talking to us about the technical stuff. I am going to wrap it up now, but I'd like you guys to come back another time because I think there's so much more that we can unpack here. Maybe we can do an Ethane AMA, and Wizzy can come and crash your Ethane AMA.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That would be only fair, right? So
true.
For the benefit of our audience tonight, and me as well, because I'm DJing, and got a little monkey brain, and two brain cells. Sometimes both of them are working at the same time. Right? We're going to wrap this up now. We're going to do the fun thing. We're going to do the spin the wheel. And I just want to say, I know Timmy's not, TG's rubbed him or whatever, but like what Timmy was saying about doing your research, guys, right? It's a big thing. Go and do some learning. You're here. You're risking your money. Go and find out what it is that these things, if you don't understand, go and research. It's all out there. Go and talk to people. Go and talk to Wizzy and Taki and Timmy. They're there. They're saying, they're in chats. These are good people. Go and talk to them and go and try and soak up some of this information because it's important. It's really useful. The other thing that I want to say is that, at this time, we're on the bleeding edge of technology right now in blockchain. And we are the guinea pigs, in effect. We are the pioneers. And it's my belief that anybody, and it's scary out there. It's a fucking jungle. There's a rug every 30 seconds. Scammers everywhere trying to attack projects and people, investors, degens just doing their thing. Be careful. Take your time. Go and learn. I've learned the hard way myself lots of times. And Jesse Degens, originally, when I built it, was due to that because I saw all the good people, like Timmy, like Wizzy, like Taki that we've had here tonight. And I saw the potential, and it's amazing what we've got here. And I wanted to create a safe place for new people and old people to come and mix. And I'm really happy tonight because I see it happening. Look what's happening. We've got some OGs in here and they know this stuff. and they've been talking to us a lot all night. And I feel like I've been talking a lot as well. So I'm going to shut the fuck up now. I'm going to do the spin the wheel. I'm going to spin it 10 times. So only the first 3 are the winners, but we have all your wallets and bits and pieces that you should have done. So we're not like many other lounges here. We take it seriously when we're giving away rewards. We want to make sure that we're giving them to real, genuine people, and that's why we do the Google form. We take your wallet addresses and insist no burner wallets and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is spin the wheel 10 times, and if the first 3 people haven't done any of the things, or we discover that they've got a burner address or a multi-account, cheating, then it'll go to the next person. So let's get on with the spinning the wheel part of this giveaway. We can have some sounds now. Let me see. Actually, we might not be able to because I'm streaming from my phone. So I'm just going to spin the wheel. We're not going to have music tonight for this. We're just going to spin the wheel because otherwise it's going to take too long. So here we go. First spin. Let's fucking go. We get the clicking noise just from the spin the wheel. Docker, can you're first. Mario, can you make a note of these and write them up, please? So, next. Agbarita, if you've been a good DJ, you've just won yourself, I think it's 30, yeah, no. So it's 40, 30, 20, and no, no. So we've got 40 for the best question, which is going to be picked. And then we got a breakdown of the 50. So I think we did that. Whatever it says in the rules, that's what you'll have won if you've done all the tasks and you're not cheating with multi-wallets or burner wallets. If you're genuine, then you won. Let's do it again. Oh, I'm so happy. Bull and I have history. Big up, Bull. I hope you haven't been cheating tonight. I really do. Really mean that. Because if you haven't been cheating, then you've won something. Now, I'm just going to keep spinning it. And just in case we need backups for the prizes. Right, so here we go. I'm going to do this quickly now. Because we've all been here for a long time. Amazing. One next. I don't even know. I've done a few. Maybe I've done 5 by now. I don't know. I'm just going to keep spinning it a few more times. It's fun apart from anything else. Fuck it. BTC Man Luck. Big up. We have actually had it here, although we have got rid of lots of spam. But we have actually had it here where, like, the first 5 that came in and duck race were all fucking cheaters. So the people after them got prizes. It might happen. Talking of cheaters, Finds Me Out. Me and Finds Me Out are best friends by this point. But, like, darling, you better just have your one main account that we agreed on in here tonight. Just saying. Bless you. It's fucking amazing what you guys do. And let's go. Philgar. We read a question out from you tonight as well, haven't we? Let's do a few more. This is much better with drum and bass. Just saying. Future questions for me. Jesse DJs is a work in progress. I keep saying this. I'm juggling tech at the moment. So, phone here. I was streaming to my sound system through that, and I go, fucking whatever. I'll work it out. Shut up, Jeff. Just keep spinning the fucking wheel. Do another couple after this, and we're going to call it a night because we've been here for ages. Leo Gabriel, big up. I mean, you get a shout out. If your name comes up on Spin the Wheel, you get a shout out. That's good. Sabo, you have a name very similar to a friend of mine who owns a fucking enormous rig not far away from where I live in here in Valencia. Like, when I say rig, I mean it's a 3-party sound system. Like, seriously, he's got like 10 double loaded 21-inch subs. They're mental. You stand in front of that your eyeballs literally roll in the back of your head. Anyway, spin the wheel. Come on. Maxwell. Willie. Last one. And then I fucking hope we haven't got that many cheaters. But you never know. Nadia, Mama Dog. Woo! No, I do hope we've got that many cheaters, because Nadia's my bestie.
So I get excluded, Jesse.
Hey? No, why did you get excluded? Did you do the form?
Yes, I did. I'm just trying to get how it works.
Oh, yeah. It's basically the same as we were doing before. So if you do the form and everything, and then we spin the wheel, but I mean, like, we've already picked the first 3 winners, basically, and I'm just spinning it because, we have loads of cheaters, and I do not allow any cheating in my giveaways. No, so all you guys that I just spun the wheel, like, to be honest, it's pretty unlikely that you've won anything tonight because you were the last one that I spun. And I think I spun it about 10 times or 11 times or something like that. But it's just in case, just as a backup, because you never know. I might go through it and find like 9 fucking burner wallets. I don't think I will, though, because I recognise some of those names on there. And I think they're actually good DJs that do the stuff right. So, yeah, that's how it works, basically. Hyper, do you want to talk to us? I keep saying you go green, so you got your microphone on.
No, I want just to add something about the ordering, for DJs is like, fuck the white paper, all these socials, because everyone can create nice visuals, nice white paper with promises and everything. But what I suggest and what I advise to people, to get the most from the AMA, to hear how the owner of the project is speaking, how he's answering, to DM him, exactly like you said. Just speak with them, see how he reacts. Usually the owners of a legit project, it doesn't matter how much you invest. If you invest $5 or 1,000, he will treat you the same. So based on these tales, you can already see how the project is alike, based on human. So basically, behind the project is a person. That person matters. Because the community will help and everyone will help for the project to go just up. So that was my small point. That's it.
Thank you, Hyper. I love you. We're cut from the same cloth, DJing through and through. And it's a fun ride, isn't it? Now we have some Jesse tunes. So thank you all for being here tonight with us. For me, it's been really enjoyable to have these guys come in with us and tell us all about their stuff and like big brains. We've had a good day here today, haven't we? We've had 2 lots of awesome guests, and now it's time for me to put the fucking tunes on and just like fucking bye.